All right, y'all, so be sure to wait to the end of the video to find out how you can win this, this awesome DIY backpack rifle sling. All right, so welcome back, guys. Today I want to show you what I feel is the ultimate rifle sling, right? Or shotgun sling, whatever. Now this sling, I kind of came up with more or less just out of necessity. So I'll kind of walk you through why I designed this, but real quick, as you can see here, this is just, it looks like a standard sling, but there's two of them, right? So, you know, back in the day, we used to, whenever we used to coon hunt, we used to hunt with pistols a lot, right? Now, I'm an awesome shot, let me tell you. No, but anyway, we used to hunt with pistols, and although, you know, I thought myself a pretty good shot, there was a lot of times that it took multiple shots to knock coon out of the tree. Then coons went up to $20+, right? So whenever they did that, we started going back to the long guns and the rifles. You know, the one shot, knock them out of the tree, was good to go, right? So whenever we went back to the long guns, the slings were always an issue, right? So, you know, if you're coon hunting, a lot of times you're hunting in the thickest, nastiest stuff in the whole block of timber, right? So you got your traditional sling on your long gun here. And you're walking through the timber. Now, a lot of times we wear briar-proof clothing and stuff. You know, it's real slick. And so you got your sling and it's hanging off the side of you. It's always falling down. So that doesn't work, right? So then what you do is, you know, you put it over your shoulder like this to really keep it secure. Now, the problem is you got the cable for your big light and you're always walking through the timber. So you can see every time you kneel down, what happens is your barrel's sticking way up in the air. So it's always catching on stuff. So that doesn't work. So you flip it around. Well, that doesn't work either because it does the exact same thing, right? Barrel's sticking out the side. You're wandering around doing your thing. It's always catching, always pulling on stuff. So then you go this method. Well, problem is we're always dealing with these GPS units and stuff, and it's just a real hassle to have this thing sitting right here, you know, dangling around. So that's the long and short of this, basically. So what I did was I was sitting there and I said, well, I need a sling that I can wear like a backpack, right? So that's what I came up with here, is this what I call a backpack sling. You can see what I do is you wear the sling like so, just like a backpack, okay? Now you can see what this does is this keeps the firearm or rifle or whatever centered in right in my back. I can move around, I can work the dog, I can do whatever, and it's not gonna move around. As long as I keep my head up, whenever I'm, you know, moving through the timber or the trees, that rifle barrel is right in line with my head and it doesn't get caught. So, I mean, it's just super convenient. Like I said, keeps me right in the dead center of my back. So I've been using this sling now on my go-to coon rifle. By the way, I know you guys are gonna ask, is a Marlin XT17. They don't make them anymore. 17 cal, whether you're calling coons or shooting them out, is by far the best round I've ever used for one shot on for coon hunting. But anyway, all right, so back to the sling. You can use it like a traditional sling, or you can throw it over your shoulders like a backpack. By far the best sling I've ever used. So that's what we're gonna build today. I'm gonna show you DIY here. It doesn't take too awful long, and I think you guys will find this thing informative. So there you go. All right, so building this sling is very, very easy. I'm gonna do it right here on the tailgate of my truck. So this thing will cost you about $12, depending on you know, how you source your parts. But that's about what it's gonna cost you. That's really all you need. You need some sort of a cutting device, a knife, scissors, whatever. Need a lighter to singe the ends here. I like to have some sort of needle and thread. This is a needle and dental floss to sew the ends whenever you back braid. And of course you need whatever rope or cordage that you're gonna use for the sling material, right? As well as your actual, you know, your sling swivels for your firearm. These are about $7, $8, I think is what I picked these up. Like I said, the cordage is completely your opinion. I like something that's flat you know, and has some decent width to it, we're actually gonna braid this out. So it's gonna get a little thicker anyway. So this is some stuff that I picked up at Walmart. It's very available to probably all of y'all out there. It's just called Diamond Braided Reflective Poly Rope. I got 50 feet here for about $7. If you guys are wondering what this, my original one, I've made several of these over the years. This is actually made out of dandelion or bull tape or mule line, whatever you want to call it. We use it in the construction industry as like a pull rope. This stuff here will actually break at like 1,250 pounds, so you can use a tow strap out of it too. I've made dog leashes and everything out of it. All right, so we're gonna take our rope. Now, as far as lengths for the sling, right? So like I said, this is what I carry on my coon rifle. Obviously, you know, in the wintertime, I've got a hoodie on now, and you know, a lot of times we have an additional layer of clothes, right? So you kind of want to figure that in, you know, that way it's not sucked up super tight. So I'm 6'1", and the length of this sling is 40 inches from sling stud to sling stud. 40 inches, right? So that'll kind of give you all some reference. Like I said, if you're a little bit of a shorter guy, you know, you may shorten it up. If you're a little taller guy, add a couple inches or whatever. So anyway, as far as the length, now remember we're gonna braid this out. So we're actually gonna double over. We're gonna need 3 pieces. Now for the 40-inch length, you just need to start off with about 6 foot. You'll have just a couple inches left on your tag end here. So just take your tape there, and we'll just measure out 6 foot. Now don't cut it right there, because we're gonna double it back over and use that for our braiding. So we'll just take here, and I'll just find center again. Then we'll double that over. All right, and you can cut it, do whatever you want to do. So there's one piece at 12 feet. Go ahead and just singe those ends a little bit. Make sure. All right, so there's one piece. We're gonna do that 2 more times, and then we'll have all our material. This reel here, if you guys go this route, there's 50 foot on this, so you can get, you know, a sling and a half basically, or a sling and a third out of it. All right, so there we have it. So that's our sling right there. 3 pieces, 12 foot long. So now what we need to do is just simply braid them down through the sling. So I've got my slings here. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like I said, these were $7 or something, $6, $7 at my local store there. You could probably get them online a little cheaper, but anyway, we'll just go ahead and open these guys up. All right, now I'm sure there's all sorts of fancy, cool looking ways to braid this, but well, I'm just not that cultured. So we're just gonna do a standard, simple braid here. But what I wanna do is, to make this look real clean at the top, this will actually be at the top here of the sling. I'm just gonna take and run my sling through all 3 pieces there, and then come back and find center. And that's pretty close there. All right, now, simple as this, we're just gonna start braiding this thing down. So, throw that sucker on something where it's pretty tight, where you can get a good pull on it. Now you can see we've got 3 different ropes, and we're just gonna start down and we're gonna braid out 2 different lines with these ropes basically. I'll check it once I get to about 40 inches or so, then we'll throw the other sling on and be good to go. All right, so I've reached that 40-inch mark there that I'm kind of shooting for. And I'll go ahead and with the first, you can see I've got just a little bit left, and then by the time I back braid it in, you know, 5-6 inches, I'll have just a little bit left over to work with. But just for now, I'm just gonna take just a little bit of electrical tape and just hold that braid from unraveling. And then we're just gonna come right up here and we'll do it again. All right, so you guys can see here, this little close up, you can see I had my 3 loops. I ran one down through. I'll just start my braid right here at this, this second one here, and it just keeps it, you know, real nice and real clean up at the top. This is gonna be the top of the sling. Like I said, work your way through. It's as simple as that. All right, so I've hit my 40-inch mark there on the second braid. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tape that one off, and I'm just gonna go through and just make sure everything's good and tight. Kind of set that braid down there, give it a nice good pull, because you want these things to be even, you know, whenever they hang off you. So you can go ahead and just kind of set that braid. Like I said, a lot depends on what cordage you use. If you're using a smaller, thinner cord, you'll use up a little bit more line. That's why I say just a 6-foot rule of thumb is pretty good for anything. If you got bigger material, you'll use a little bit more or a little less versus the smaller material. But anyway, there we go. Now we've got our two braids there. You can see they're the same length, about 40 inches or so, whatever your desired length is. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put our bottom sling on. And for this application, I'm going to go through and you know, there's a ton of different ways you can do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and back braid this rope up through this material. You can see I've done it on this one as well, and it looks really clean. It's kind of a pain to do. It truly is, but it does look nice and clean there. So anyway, I just take my tape off here after I've run my sling up through there. Find that point there where it goes back through, and then I'll just kind of start opening up and manipulating the braid back up through itself until I get it back braided up a few inches. All right, so there you have it. You can see I've back braided it back into itself about 3 or 4 inches here. Now this is probably never ever going to go anywhere. You know, you can pull on it all you want, but just as kind of a reassurance here, I'm just going to go ahead and take just a little bit of dental floss here, and I'm just going to go through right here where the cordage ends, and I'm just going to throw a couple of stitches just kind of into itself, so to speak, and just give myself just a little bit of reassurance that it's never gonna back out. So it doesn't take much. Just go ahead and we'll poke that needle through right there, and I'm just gonna give just 2-3 stitches through and just make sure that it's never gonna go anywhere. Nothing fancy, just a couple overhand knots, just to start it there. And then I'll just grab my needle here, and I'm just going to do this on each of the 3 braids here. All right, so there you have it. You can see I've back braided it up to where it matches the other one. It looks nice and clean from both sides there. So I'm just gonna wash and repeat, just get a new little bit of thread here on my needle and go ahead and sew up the same side. And we will be done with this project. Really a pretty simple and straightforward project. This would be a great one to do with the kids. You know, have them sitting down and getting winter. Everybody's inside now, and make up a bunch of gunslings. All right, so there you have it, guys. One sling, one backpack sling, as it were. So anyway, like I said, it come out real nice, super clean. You guys can see it. It makes it look real nice. Obviously, I picked orange in this instance. You know, you can use whatever. But anyway, like I said, here was my drop, my all of what I had. Like I said, start out with 6 foot. If you have different cordage, sometimes you're gonna use up a little bit more. This bigger stuff, I had, you know, roughly about 1 foot left. So whatever, like I said, it's not that expensive. All right, so let's see if this thing works. So obviously I picked orange. I thought it looked kind of cool. See how it works on this, on the camo pattern here of my slug gun here. I think it'll look cool against the stainless and the camo. Open that sling up. All right, yeah, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I can take that to the old deer woods. All right, so like I said, pretty simple, straightforward. You can see backpack sling. Makes it really, really nice. Yeah. What do you think of that? All right, so there you have it, the backpack sling. Pretty cool. Anyway, like I said, you know, we're approaching season here, and I'd like to give this away to one of you guys. So if this video hits 3,000 likes, if I can get 3,000 likes on this video, there's almost 80,000 of you out there, surely we can get 3,000 likes, I will pick somebody from the comments, and I'll contact them and I'll mail them this exact sling. So pretty cool. That's what you'll get. 3,000 likes, guys. Anyway, y'all, if you enjoyed this video, definitely do me a favor. Let me know in the comment section down below. It's really nice to hear some feedback from you all on what type of videos you guys like to see from this channel. Is it these kind of DIYs or whatever? But so anyway, y'all, I'm gonna sign off here for today. Like I said, this is a fun little project you can do in the winter with the kids, whatever, and it's super practical. Like I said, I've got a bunch of these, and I use them on almost every firearm I have, just for the convenience fact. You can use it as a sling or the backpack sling. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. With that being said, as always, y'all, I appreciate the view, and we'll see you on the next one.